My ideas, they can come from anything around me, from people, something somebody said, or an experience, or a memory. Sometimes the ideas can start very trivial, but through a thinking and a working process, they grow.
I'm Inca Starzinsky. I'm a jeweler, designer, and I work here in my workshop in East London.
I originally studied graphic design at Central St. Martin's, and they offered me an artist in residency at the printmaking department. I wanted to make the shapes I was printing into three-dimensional forms, into sculptures, rather than just having them on paper. Back then, the best solution for that would be to study printed textile design. I did that course at the Royal College of Art, and by the end of my course, I decided I didn't want to pursue a career in the textile or interior industry. I wanted to make work under my own name. So eventually I settled on jewelry. I wanted to keep all the knowledge I learned from graphic design, from textile design, and to combine that with jewelry. About 2 years ago, I started my own workshop, and now I have my first collection called Float, made in metal, which I'm showing here a shine. I guess it started with one moment. My daughter was questioning death. And so we talked about it. I really liked that her main concern was that she didn't like that the fun will stop one day. And I thought that was so sweet, that for her, everything around her, everything she does, life equals fun. And as adults, we don't see it like this anymore. And as a child, the world is open to you. All your dreams still can come true. I then thought about my childhood, how I saw my future, what I dreamt of. I then remembered something when I was little, just before falling asleep, just before the semi-conscious state. I had this sensation where I was floating above houses, but at the same time, I felt really, really heavy. And at some point, that dream stopped. And so with this story of my daughter and this sensation, I thought I'd take some words which kids would say, or I heard them say, and turn them into these puffy balloon letters. But then as they're made out of metal, they will be really heavy. So it will have this juxtaposed sensation of being heavy and light at the same time. I realized I didn't want the letters to look like commercial balloons you can buy in any shop.
Each letter was important to me, that they look handmade. I dripped paint onto paper and then scanned the letters and traced them in Illustrator and made various thicknesses from them. Then, once I have all the letters, I made them into words. And for this project, for Shine, I then merge all these words together into one shape. So each shape is made up from a word. They're not just random little drawn clouds.
The idea is that these dreams and hopes, they become like a secret. You can't read them anymore. So every little piece is made up of a real word. It's not a random shape. They become like these little secrets you can keep close to you.
Now, once I have this shape, I cut a negative form out on Perspex and press 2 metal sheets into the forms and have those 2 domed shaped pieces which I cut out and soldered together into these puffy, hollow looking shapes. Then I add a ring or a brooch back to it, depending on what the piece will be. The More Bangle is the first piece I did in the Float series. Back then I found that one quite a challenge to make, as I was learning to solder these press formed halves together and then soldering them together into a circle to make up a bangle. Now, to the paint part, that was the fun side, this project. I wanted that it had this naive, childlike look to it without looking silly. I tried different ways of doing that. I applied foil to it. I dipped it into this liquid rubber or melted this plastic resin in the oven. However, at the end, I settled on this enamel paint. I mixed up a relatively large color palette. I thought that was the best solution for this, as I could add more and more layers to it until it looked right, or until the piece literally just couldn't take more.
I find that the most fun part, the painting. And it's not just choosing the color, but also dripping that paint on. Sometimes you just don't know where the paint flows. But I like that because the outcome is always a bit unpredictable. That's also how life is. You don't know where it goes.